We are kicking off today's episode at Goodwill. We are currently in Battleground, Washington. This is interesting. It looks like a lantern, but it's made out of ceramic, $4.99. Kind of like that. I think that looked really pretty decorating. I don't know what this is. It looks Japanese. It reminds me of a Japanese lantern. I really like it though. I think that'd be really pretty set next to a candle with some art and some flowers. It's just something kind of different. Doesn't seem to be handmade or artist signed or anything, but I like it. $4.99, not bad. Every week we have a different half off color, so if it's blue today, it's 50% off. It's unfortunately not that, but maybe this. I think this actually came from an antique store. Doesn't that look like a tag from an antique store? Unfortunately, it's got a little bit of glaze imperfection. I think these are actually from Target. I feel like I remember seeing these once. They're kind of fun though. They're $3.99. It's gotta be cheaper than the regular price, right? I feel like a candle is probably $9.99 at Target, I don't know. They look like a mid-century kind of saucer, like disc style. There's a lot of lighting fixtures that have this kind of shape to it from the mid-century era. Does it smell good?
I don't think they're scented.
Sometimes unscented is a good thing. Love this. This is kind of cool because it's a wall pocket and it almost looks like a fountain to me. It's artist signed, $7.99. That is gorgeous. I love this. This one's also kind of interesting. It has a lot of crazing and a little crack here, so I'm not gonna get it, but it's $2.99. Artist signed 1989. It's got a cool shape to it. Oh, it's too bad this one's broken. Still $6.99. What are these for? Food items, little ball picks, it says, 100 count. This is only $1.99. That's a pretty great price. This will be great for entertaining. What is going on here? We've got some...
They're looking at the wall.
Well, I wasn't sure what was happening. I saw this kind of stacked look and I was thinking that could be cool, but then I realized that these are just for brass candles, the little drippy holders, and they look like they got removed. I don't see the brass candlesticks. That's a good look. Look at this. It's interesting. It winds up, $3.99, and it says, "You light up my life."
Oh, that's probably the song, right?
Yeah. Well, that's got a cool color to it and design. It's got the artist's signature right there. $14.99. Let me see that signature the other direction. I think it says 16. I think it's modern, like 2016, I think. Yeah, we'll pass on that. Japanese stoneware, maybe? $6.99 as is. That means it's gonna have a problem. That's never a good sign. Oh, there it is.
There's the problem.
What is this? That's signed. What does that say?
This one's pretty cool.
That is neat. Fun Frolic Fellowship Charity. That's pretty cool. Out of all of them that we've seen, that we've come across.
Oh, it's $20.
Oh yeah, and blue's the color off.
Yeah, it's too much.
Too much?
Too much.
Okay. Almost had something cool.
So here's another one.
I really like this frame. It's actually a modern made frame to look old, but it has that very thick, rustic, old world look. I like it. I think that that's gonna look really cool with our style. I'm trying to always introduce a lot of rustic and organic feeling things, you know, with wood and pottery. It's $6.99. I think that'll look really good on our shelf. Jesse, I think these are possibly originals. Right here, there's 3 of them, so it's a triptych. I don't know. They're not that old. You can tell from the staples and the canvas. It does have a signature though. $9.99. Not thinking I love the design enough.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just okay, but I do like the abstract look. This could actually be kind of cool with something reframed in it. That's not the best picture. The colors go really well, but it's kind of meh. But it's actually a vintage metal frame, and you just don't see matting like that often. I think that's pretty cool. Oriental Kobe 2010, $75. They sold it for $75. I don't know, that could be pretty cool with something else in it. I do have some small art. I'm trying to think if it would add $10 of value. This is one of the most beautiful places. It's called the Painted Hills here in Oregon. Jim Richards took this photo. The lights are kind of glaring on it, but it's such a beautiful place. Maybe we'll take them there this summer. I've been wanting to do a road trip there. We could go to Smith Rock. Oh, love that place.
Didn't we take them there in our Bend video?
Oh,
did.
You know what?
There's
I think we
already a
did.
video.
There's already a video. Just kidding. Go to the Painted Hills and Bend with us. I'll link that in the description.
Well, the Painted Hills aren't in Bend, but
No.
it was in our Bend video.
Yes.
I'm excited for today. We've got the entire day. We're going to go out thrifting, but we're also going to fit in a few antique stores.
Yeah, we've done really well up in Battleground before, our first stop, and just Vancouver is our old stomping grounds. We've always done well there, so.
Yeah, we used to live here. We still love it. We still come up here. It's worth the drive.
Right.
It was $6.99, and I'm kind of excited. I think I might even put one of our wedding pictures in this.
Are you introducing a termite infestation into our home?
I hope not. For some weird reason, apparently I like the look of insect damage on wooden frames. So we're rolling with this. This is going to be a new trend I'm starting. It's the termite look. Forget Castle Core. Castle
Termite core.
is out.
It's termite core. It's all the rage.
Here's another wall pocket. This one's newer. It's $3.99. Kind of a nice little terracotta.
This looks like that Medusa.
The pendant I just got.
Pendant or brooch.
Yeah, it had little squiggles coming out of her hair like that. That's funny. Little Mexican pottery dishes. Ooh, they're only $1.99. I don't know why, but I thought it was gonna say $6.99 when I turned that over. Let's get that one. That one's in good shape. This one's got a pretty big chip over here. That one's in good shape too. Let's get this second one too. Perfect.
Sorry, you're now orphaned.
Look how furry this one is. Did someone just glue on their sweater? I literally think they did. Oh my gosh, I literally think that's just a sweater. It's got the seams on each side like a sweater would. That's funny. This is interesting. It almost looks like a patchwork quilt. This was made by Wood Dreams of Brendan Bannon. This is his dreams, right here. It was his dream to make this. Jesse is gonna start a new YouTube channel, and all he's gonna do is read you signs.
Don't forget to be awesome. Live every moment. Come on, get happy.
Go out and do amazing things.
Do let love grow, please. Prosecco, I'm down with that.
Prosecco and the beach. Now that sounds like a good day.
In case you were at the beach and you didn't realize you were at the beach. There we go.
Look, another Sundance. Made in India. I think that might even be real silk. $14.99. You now know this was a brand by Robert Redford, or is a brand. It's still active. These shelves actually look really promising. They're stocked today. Whoa. This is the Goodwill that usually does not have the best stocked shelves, so this is kind of exciting. Kind of on the fence on this one. It's artist signed. Very 80s color palette, but I like the shape and it's only $3.99.
I think it's a good deal.
I think so too. That one's kind of interesting. Looks a little amateur, but
This looks like a high school art project.
it does. Kind of a cool design. It looks like a leaf. I think that this is just lacquered brass. It's not solid. Yeah, definitely lacquered. It's really pretty though. And then I like this. I think it's actually only $1.99 because to me, this looks like the real tag, not this one. Signed 94 by the artist. I think that'd be a really pretty little jewelry dish or soap dish. I just got the one thing. I ended up putting back the other vase. I just wasn't loving it. It was okay, but I wasn't loving it. And I thought this was really pretty. It was only $1.99. Not much considering how packed those shelves were. Didn't you think we were gonna find more stuff?
When we saw the shelves, I for sure thought that.
I'm excited because I don't know if we've taken them to Old Glory Antiques, have we?
I don't remember.
I don't know if we have, but if we haven't, and this is your first time, we're taking you to one of our old stomping ground antique malls. I am so into my ruffle bowls lately. This is my thing. This one is ruffle bowls.
Is that what they're called?
That's what I call them. Okay. Roughly pinched. I mean, I think some people call it pinched because they kind of pinch it. The handkerchief, pinched. I call them ruffles.
Ruffle?
Organic shaped. This one's $28. I think we're gonna get that. It's really pretty. That's Francoma.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
Glass mask.
It's on the little hand thing.
65. MCM art.
Sky Dreamer mask sculpture.
I just literally gasped. Look at this tramp art mirror. It's like an ancient mirror. Oh my goodness. Wow. It says 380 antique turn of the century tramp art mirror. See the internet for something. Oh, for comps. That's amazing. Look, it has pencils in it. That is so fantastic.
That is.
Oh man. Oh man. I don't need it. I don't have anywhere for it, but it's so cool. I'm just enjoying it right now. We used to have so many of these growing up.
Was it like a book of the month thing? Could you just like...
To be honest, I
They
don't
just send
actually
you these?
know. A new book on
It's
a different
like a
topic. To be
National
honest.
Geographic or something? You just get
Get
a
a book
subscription
instead.
and they keep sending you one?
Pinocchio. I love Pinocchio. This is pretty incredible too. Navajo Nathaniel 160 original signed. Look at this bowl. All of that's carved out.
They use a laser?
I don't know. That's pretty incredible. Let's see. It says cherry walnut slices wood bowl. Okay, so those are walnut slices. Fascinating. And somehow they attached it. Beautiful. I love this little Costa Boda. Heather is actually selling one right now. And when we were on our recent girls trip, we saw a giant candelabra. I'd never seen one. It was big, it was long, and had spots for multiple candles. It's pretty cool. These candle holders are kind of cute. It looks like it's $18 for both of them. That's a pretty good price. Ooh, they're nice and heavy too. Oh yeah, those are fun. It says wooden travel box, $8, but watch this. If I can get it open. Oh my gosh.
Riveting. This is great to watch.
This is good content.
Yeah, this is
Watch Laura struggle.
This is what people came here for.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna break the whole thing. Look at this.
Oh, little cup?
It's a little cup. So you can have a little bedside cup. Isn't that cute? I don't need it, but I really appreciate it. We're excited to check this place out. This is actually an extension of Relics. So this is a vintage and clothing store, and it looks really exciting. Look at this. Ah, 2100. Woo. That's beautiful though. So it looks like they're open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and then 11 to 5 on Sundays. $16 for this West German vase.
With the Raymore tag too.
Purdy. It's got one little chip right there.
So this album, Yesterday Today by the Beatles. They have a very valuable version of this record. When it was originally released, it was released with a different cover, and it was super controversial.
Okay.
And they had to basically pull that album off the shelves, and then they shot a new...
This is the new photo.
This is the family-friendly photo from the Beatles. But the old ones made it into circulation for a little bit, and they're worth thousands, tens of thousands.
Wow.
But because they had printed so many, some of the old ones got just pasted over the new version over the old.
And you can see this is on top of it. Wow. So you think this has the old album cover underneath?
I don't know. Doesn't mean that this one does, because there's a giveaway in the old album cover. They're wearing white jackets with like a black turtleneck underneath.
Okay.
The ones that have been printed over, you can see a little V where a black turtleneck is. It's hard to explain, but I know my parents have a copy of the ones printed over. I don't think this one is.
Try holding it up to the bright light over here, maybe.
I don't think this is.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. I'm gonna start looking now.
The Yesterday and Today. It's one of the most valuable records that exists.
Wow.
So if you can find one that is the original, worth a lot of money.
So years ago, when we first moved to Vancouver, we started selling at Relics, and so it was really cool to get to pop in and see their new clothing store.
Clothing/vintage.
We ended up getting a West German piece of pottery, and it was funny because when we checked out, he goes, "You came to a clothing store and you bought pottery," and I said, "I'm very on brand today."
It's some good vinyl in there too. Looking through some of the vinyl, there were some good deals actually, but nothing that I didn't already have probably.
He said they have a lot of turnover with items with the inventory, and so the vendors are all really excited it's a new store. And whenever you become a vendor in a new store, you put extra effort into that because it's new. I always encourage people to shop the brand new locations because for a while they're going to be taken really well care of. Good morning. It's a different day.
It's a new day.
It's a new day. It's a new dawn. We're still
Different car.
Different car. It is a different car.
We haven't been in the car in a bit.
I know, we've been filming in the van ever since we got it. We love the van. But today we are in downtown Portland, and so we decided to go ahead and bring the car. And we're really excited because we're headed to a couple vintage pop-ups that all happen to be located in the same beautiful building here in Portland. This is going to be elevated. It's going to be high quality. These are some of the best vintage dealers in Portland, and I'm really excited to see their spaces. We're also going to take you into the countryside today. Our friend Laura with Larkinsville Market is also having a vintage pop-up today. It's kind of just a vintage pop-up day around the city.
Well, done by Hank Pander, who was a Pacific Northwest artist who had immigrated here from the Netherlands. Very well known. His work is in museums around the world, including our Portland Art Museum and the Oregon Historical Society. Yeah. They commissioned him to paint these in the 70s, and then he did sketches of them as well.
They're incredible.
But Ralph and Nancy traveled the world, and wherever they went, they shopped.
Wow.
Yeah, so all of this is from places they either lived or traveled to.
This is going to be us someday. You realize that without the amazing portraits.
You can still have it done.
Our treasures from around the world.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
It's
incredible.
been fun because it's so eclectic, and I've learned a ton. All English pewter. There's a few American pieces, but most of it is English.
This one's really interesting.
Most of it's 19th century. Yeah, someone just bought all the beer steins that I had. Peter Beerstein there.
Oh, that's great. So you work with the family. Are any of them still living, or is it the
So
children?
one of them's still living. So she inherited the entire estate. It's on 10 acres up in the West Hills at abuts Forest Park. Technically a 3-story house, but there is a 4th story. And then there's a cottage, which was the original Forest Park Rangers house in the 1920s.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm wearing one of her rings. Her jewelry, she probably had $1 million worth of jewelry at one point. Don't they like heels?
They do, or a musical note.
Or a musical note.
Yeah, those are really
heels.
neat.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous set.
And this is actually crystal, not glass.
This is where we survived the great windstorm of 2024. This is the Salzburg Fortress. That's really neat. What year does that say? 64?
64.
Okay, yeah, bought in 64. I really like it. It's really neat. How much is that on it?
48.
48. I always get so inspired going to their stores. That was fun. We checked out a couple of our favorite places in the city, and now we are headed to the country, and we're gonna go to Larkin's Mill Market.
Ooh, there you go.
This. A wooden pedestal bowl. You know I love my wooden food bowls, but this one is extra because it's on a pedestal.
Are you saying that wood bowl, you're putting it on a pedestal?
You know what? Literally.
This wood bowl is so good, let's put it on a pedestal.
This is so interesting. It's a bronze nude sculpture, but it's got this cool, naughty bro word. Signed sculpture on wood, $89. I want to see the signature. I need to know who this is.
Joy and
Fretting.
Fretting.
F-R-E-D-I-N-G is what I see.
right.
It's really neat. Joy Ann. We're going to look up your work. Look at this kokoshi. She's in a pine cone. Doesn't that look like carved pine cone?
Maybe.
She's so pretty. This is amazing. It looks like Italian Florentine. 105. It's a jewelry chest. That's beautiful. I've never seen one quite like this. What are you reading? Etiquette? Oh, yeah. You need etiquette.
It's writing etiquette.
So Gretchen, who also sells here at the market, lived in Switzerland for a long time. And so she's done a lot of sourcing abroad. I think that these might be items that she picked up. Is there a little door? Yes, that's her side door vintage label. Look, she's got the little soup pots, the lion heads, but also the big soup tureen. I've been seeing a lot of horse stuff becoming very popular. Oh, these are only $28.
That's pretty cool.
They're really neat. They're solid. They actually have some real weight to them because they literally have weight to them. Somebody took the time to actually put weights into them. We're gonna get those. Those are really cool. I'm gonna jump on this horse trend. I'm gonna help make it take off.
You're gonna jump on this horse trend? You're gonna ride it?
Very punny lately.
You got a lot of puns going on.
I know. I'm kind of on a roll.
Yeah.
Hi, Donnie. For Donatello. Oh, I love it. Look at this shelf section. It's separate from the table. That's a wall mounting shelf
Oh, cool.
with that tile. It looks really similar to some that we've seen, those old stoves. Antique wash stand with mirror and gray tile. $2.50. That's really neat.
That's kind of cool. Is it a napkin holder?
Love it. It is a napkin holder.
One of your
Vintage
famed
1960s
napkin holders?
brass letters. Napkin holder 26. We're gonna get that. That's really great. You put whatever you want in it. Letters,
Napkins.
napkins,
Just
more
a little bit of napkins. Not very many
Makeup
napkins.
palettes.
That's a small amount of napkins.
The right amount.
That's like one dinner's worth of napkins.
This is hilarious. Look at this scissor holder. It's a whole sewing kit. And you put the scissors in, and that's how you get your beak.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting? Very clever. This, I think, matches a box that I got. It swivels and it opens. Just kidding, it does not swivel and open.
it is neither of those.
It does.
It does open though.
It does open.
It doesn't
and
swivel.
It's slanted. It's $65. That's beautiful. It looks very similar to one that I got in Belgium that you turn it and then the sides pop out. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
And it was 12. It was 12, so I thought that was a great deal.
That's incredible. I'm so happy for you. Look at these little teeny tiny needle points. Those are precious. I like this one. I like that one with the little houses. It reminds me of the Cotswolds. $50 for the set of 2. Those are beautiful. That was fun. Today's been a really fun day. Today's not like our midweek picking day, but we've been out just sourcing some really cool stuff, supporting our friends who are resellers. I don't know when or where this episode is gonna pick up or jump to next, but some future version of us.
This is the hodgepodge episode. A week in the life.
Of a reseller.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you in the future. I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
Squarespace is an all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. And you can easily make your website stand out and be beautiful by using one of their many customizable templates. I have been selling my vintage finds on my Squarespace website for over 9 years now. Not only will your website be beautiful and easy to build out the way you want it, it will help you engage with your audience, sell anything you want, your products, your content, what you create, and even your time. Squarespace makes it easy to connect to your other social media accounts. You can set it up so that you automatically display posts from your other social media profiles, and you can automatically push website content to your favorite social media channels so your followers can share it too.
Head to squarespace.com to start your free trial today, and when you are ready to launch your own website, head to squarespace.com/leftcoast to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. A huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. So today's episode obviously is kind of a hodgepodge of a few days of going out sourcing. And there's a couple things I actually wanted to update you on really quickly before we head to the studio so I can show you today's haul. This is the first thing because when I hauled our vintage treasures from Time Traveler's Antique Mall down in Springfield in last week's episode, I had pulled this stunning ring out to wear. And so unfortunately it didn't end up in the haul, but I just wanted to show it to you because it's a keeper for me. I love it so much, and it's just a very exciting find. It's really hard to film when I'm at jewelry counters because I have to have 2 hands to be pulling these pieces out, turning them over, reading stamps and signatures. So in a lot of my episodes, you will see that I save the jewelry haul for the very end of the video, and that is one of the reasons why. Also, this beautiful hand embroidered top was identified by several of you. I had originally thought that this might be Peruvian, but it is actually from Guatemala. So thank you to everybody who commented and helped me identify this beautiful top.
textile. Look at the beautiful trim work on this. Oh, I love this so much. It was such an incredible find. If you haven't seen the episode from last week, you've got to go back and watch it because we scored some amazing things. I actually found this at a thrift store. And remember my little story about what I was calling my Medusa brooch from that episode? I thrifted this for only $6.99, and it turns out that this is actually from the 1940s. Her hair is made out of lucite, the face is carved wood, and it is by the brand Elzac. And these brooches retail for over $100. So this was even more of a score than I thought. Honestly, I just picked her up because I thought she was beautiful and I really loved her hair. So always follow your gut. If you think something's good and if you just think it's different and beautiful and you love it, always buy it. Earlier in today's episode, when we were at Larkin's Mill Market, that beautiful wooden box reminded me of this one that I found in Belgium. And you've got to see how this one opens when you turn it. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? I love this box so much. It was so funny when I actually found this in Belgium. I was so excited because one of our travelers in our Paris group trip, which was the week prior to Belgium, had found a box very similar that opened like this. And I thought it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And then a week later, I found one of these. So that is why I thought the box that had this kind of diamond shape was going to open like that. I have some of the items here in the car with me, so I'm going to go ahead and just car haul these real quick before we go to the studio, and I'll show you the rest. This was a really good find, and it's kind of funny because this is my second Sundance find in the last 3 weeks. Sundance is a very high-end, kind of Western boho brand, and I found out after I posted the last dress that I found there in a video that Sundance is owned by Robert Redford, the actor, which I had no idea about that. I just knew the clothes were beautiful and they were very expensive and valuable. This one is beautiful. It's got kind of a 70s paisley print mixed with some beautiful, colorful embroidery. I'm actually going to be selling this one. It's in perfect condition, size large. This will be coming to my next First Friday sale. For those of you who are new here, we list all of our vintage finds once a month, the first Friday of every single month, on our website, leftcoastrevivals.com, and our sales launch at 3 p.m. Pacific time every single month. So you always know when and where you can find these treasures. Can you even believe this stunning wooden sculpture? First of all, I've got to give a huge thank you and shout out to Annie with Wilma because she finds the most incredible stuff. I love looking at her Instagram stories, seeing her sourcing these items. If you live in the Portland area, you've got to go check out their pop-up events. There are now 3 vintage stores on floor 4, along with a local artist who does jewelry and art on level 3, I believe. And they coordinate their pop-ups to be the same time and weekends, which I just think is so fun. Community over competition. I've always believed that so deeply, and I love that our Portland community really sets the example for how it can be in the vintage world. The more we work together and build up this beautiful community of people who love to buy and sell antiques, the better off we all are, and definitely the more fun we have. I do not know who made this sculpture, but I've seen similar sculptures sell for thousands of dollars depending on the artist. I've been so focused on learning pottery the last few years, and I'm getting more into wooden sculptures, so I'm going to be going down the Google wormhole, as I call it, on this one. I'm even going to be looking to see if I can find some books on woodworkers so that I can start really getting an idea on different artist styles and what materials they used, what types of wood, and some of their kind of signature and key things to look for. I'm actually surprised it's not signed because it's such a high quality sculpture. I'm very excited about this, and this is going to go to my personal collection, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to put it in our house for the moment.
I'm so happy we ended up getting these horse bookends. I think they are so different and unique. Pretty much any kind of animal sells really well, but I think horses have a very special place in a lot of people's hearts. My grandma was a horse trainer, so I grew up around horses my entire childhood. So I just love horses. These are kind of cool because they look handmade. Somebody added in the weights, so they are nice and weighty, and they can hold books. I'm so glad I ended up getting this at Goodwill. I think it is so beautiful. I love the color and it's got such a beautiful minimalist, very zen shape to it. There's so many different things that you can use these types of lidded vessels for. But honestly, when it has this good of a shape, you don't even need to use it for anything. It makes a great accent piece just by itself. And then we got a great deal on this single piece of West German pottery. Check out this beautiful napkin holder. I love this one. It's very 1960s brutalist. And there are a lot of things you can do with these outside of just using them for napkins. They make great little stands. You could even put a cute little picture here and use it as an easel. In fact, let me show you how that would look. I think art on a board would be great, but you could also put one that has a frame in here too, because it's got the width for it. Isn't that beautiful? I love the idea of using these for an easel. And then I think that this would be beautiful to put jewelry in. You could use it for just decoration on a coffee table on a stack of books. It was only $1.99. It's signed P. Lawless 1094. Nice handmade studio pottery and a great instant pop of color for decorating. I'm going to be keeping this one. Many of you have heard about the wooden bowl we found years ago at a thrift store for $10 that we have had for ages. But we cook a lot when we are home, and there are so many times I feel like we need a second one. But having two wooden bowls next to each other doesn't really look good, except for the fact that this one is raised up, it's on a pedestal, and I think it's going to work perfect. So let's get this home and see how it works in our kitchen. All right, so here is the wooden bowl that we mentioned earlier. This is something that we found at a thrift store for $10. It's a whole thing. We love it. We found like 4 or 5 different fruit bowls over the years, metal ones, wood ones, ceramic ones, and none of them have passed the test to trade out for this, or what we call upgrade. And right now it's kind of looking a little dull. I've got too much wood going on over here. So let's see if the pedestal bowl will work having 2 of them, because I've always wanted to separate my veggies from my fruit. And then this needs some work because I've got a lot of boring going on right now. I'm kind of like in a change out season. This thing is so beefy and heavy. I love it. First, I can already tell that I love that it has the darker tone that actually pulls out some of the darker colors in this one. I think if they were both identical in color, it probably wouldn't work. This has kind of a cool curve on the back side, and this base is curved. This is a pop-up outlet, in case you're wondering what that is. We never ever use it, which is why I didn't put it in the backsplash. We've got plenty of other outlets, but we had to have it for code. We're gonna just cover that sucker up. Here's what I'm thinking is maybe kind of leaning into this curve here on the wooden bowl and having the 2 go like that. Obviously these are gonna have to go. We need to balance out. I got too much wood. All right, I'll gussy this up, make it look good, and we'll see what we think. Fruit and veggies are a great way to add in pops of instant color. Also flowers. I just used some clippings from my yard, but I actually think that these 2 work together. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you think that a 2-tiered is a good look. I'm so excited about these earrings. These are mourning jewelry, so the black stones were there because these would have been worn during Victorian times in a time of mourning after somebody passed. They're missing something that would have hung in the center here. I'm thinking it was a little pearl, and I kind of like that they look like they have faces on them almost. I think I'm gonna try to look for some kind of a vintage Victorian charm that I could add to them. I just think they are so beautiful. I'm curious, are any of you into mourning jewelry? Do any of you collect this? It's really special and really beautiful. And the rest of these treasures are going to be coming to our next First Friday sale on our website, leftcoastrevivals.com.
I just wanted to say a huge, sincere thank you to all of you who watch these videos. I don't feel like I say this enough, but I am so grateful for you. You've added so much joy to my life, and this community is such a special place for us. And thank you for embracing Jesse. I love that you all get to know why I married the man. I mean, he's hilarious, he's amazing, he's kind, and I'm so grateful that you have all embraced him with your arms wide open, and you just love him in the videos as much as I love spending time with him filming it. So wherever you are, thank you so much for taking your time out of the day to watch our videos and let us goof around and have this beautiful career. We are so blessed, and we just wanted to say thank you. Sorry, I'm getting a little sappy on you. I'm just feeling so grateful these days. So thank you so much. And we will see you in a brand new adventure here very soon.
Plus, you were gone all weekend and I kind of missed hanging out with you.
Oh,
So-
that's sweet.
Surprisingly, I can entertain myself.
This is why I married him.
Wonder Woman over there.
There's a Wonder Woman on the street. I love Portland.
We're in Portland. It's
Keep it weird, baby.
par for the course there. I feel like now,
Are you
we haven't been in
satless
this
now?
car in a while, so it's like
You're like giant in your face.
extreme close up.
Do you want to say anything else?
No.
Okay.